for that seamless management.
That's right. It's my thing.
Going fully on the Talos Principle.
Come on.
How's it running?
Testing.
Why is... Good.
The avatar...
Uh-oh.
Is not running while I have the game highlighted.
Wow.
You mean if it's not focused, it stops?
Oh, it might be doing a thing. Let me start it over.
Doing a thing.
You know, a thing.
I don't know what your fancy programmer words are for it.
I'm just like, I'm sitting here ripping my hair and I'm like, oh no, it's breaking apart. What's going on? And it's just like, it's doing a thing. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's bad.
It's doing it versus.
I highlight the game again. It's still not doing anything. Let me see if I can go into a different menu. Let me see if I start the game.
How's your... Like, how's the CPU looking with this and OBS running?
Maybe try turning off borderless mode. I don't know.
No, let me look at...
I was gonna say, I'll tab it back into functionality.
We have to feel this one out a little bit, chat, because this is a beefy game. This is
also, it is brand new today.
That's right. It's day 0.
Transformation is just not running while this is running. It is eating something.
Weird.
Previously on Talos Principle. Man created robot. Robot kicked man's ass.
Robot adopted kitty.
It is running. It's just going incredibly slow.
Okay.
Hey, your feet.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. The bop is coming up like 1 frame.
Wow.
Is your CPU just getting maxed out or something?
No. CPU's at 70%.
We started in Egypt this time, which makes sense because it is objectively the best game aesthetic.
And know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
Oh, great. It's God again.
Great, it's
Have
this
you capped
asshole.
your frame rate, Rick?
So we're back to this shenanigans again, eh?
Frame rate limit, background
20.
says 20. Frame rate
20,
limit
yeah.
regular. Let's just put that down to 60.
Yeah.
I mean, do you even need 60? Well, alright, fine. See how that goes.
Okay, it seems
So,
like
but
transformation is running when I cap the frame rate. So that's fine. That's good.
Okay, that's very weird. I think it might have been hogging all of your video card or something.
That's what I think was going on.
Hang on, I'm
Here couldn't handle all of
Okay,
it.
Bob is good. Bob is good. That's good. That looks good.
Thanks, Jonas.
Let me...
Look,
Oh wait,
I'm
no, you
trying
bopped the crew. Boxer bopped me.
Oh, yeah.
Boxer
yeah.
bop you.
Here, I'll just bop myself so that everybody can feel good about it.
Look, chat, I can't
You
do
have a
anything when there's
3000
hardware
series
issues.
GPU.
Neither can I.
Okay, let me look at...
Do you have a 3000 series GPU?
I do not remember which one it was. What did I say it was? That was several months ago.
Oh,
I capped the frame rate, and It's using significantly less of the CPU than it was before. It's only at like 20% now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need like 120 FPS. I mean,
You
come
may
on.
be able to
no,
turn on frame generation, which helps.
Yeah, that's the fucking AI stuff.
Apparently, Rick, you have an RTX 3060.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Also put some background opacity to subtitles, please.
Where's the subtitles? Subtitles,
right
background
now.
opacity. Let's put
I think there's distance render.
60 should be good.
Distance render doesn't matter, GC. No, I think what it was doing is, when it says unlimited frame rate, unfortunately, this game is like trying to do actually unlimited. Most games, you say unlimited frame rate, that's like 200 frames a second.
Isn't the upper limit of what the human brain can see like 120 FPS?
I don't want to get into it. So there's a whole Twitter
Okay,
thing about this the other day.
okay. I mean, just,
I know, like, your visual acuity for movement is like your strongest visual acuity. So that's going to be, like, way higher than you can actually notice.
Huh.
But that's still probably only capped at, like, 200 something.
Yeah, I think what it was doing is when it was trying to do 500 frames a second, it is literally sending 500 commands to your video card every second, which is choking out anything else that's trying to communicate with your video card.
Mhm.
See, what you do at that point is you get one of those
DLSS is the upsampling method.
I turned textures to
VLSS.
high. Does that hurt anything?
Yeah, DLSS.
DLSS, okay.
Domain something super sampling.
Oh.
It is a form of using AI to basically say, hey, this frame is not 100% going to look different than the last one, so can you just, like, not re-render the whole thing? And the
Hey, wait a minute.
DLSS can do that.
NVIDIA Reflex.
Third option.
Never seen that before.
A vertical sync? What?
No.
Upsampling method?
Upsampling method, yeah.
DLSS? I can't tell the difference.
There's not much difference when you're moving around, but when you move slowly or not at all, then there's a lot more difference.
Okay.
Because like I said, it basically says, hey, this part of the frame is not really changing much, so I'm just going to warp it a little bit instead of actually re-rendering the whole thing again.
These flags feel a bit ominous.
Yeah, those are those look a bit aggressive. Wow,
This land
those realistic
is
effects.
but a dream. You will stay here only.
Even
for
West
a
looks
little
rendered really
while.
well.
Soon you will awaken in
Nice,
the
Jonas.
world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation.
The
They will
trials.
help me prepare your vessel.
The trials and tribulations.
Look, you already did your damn trials in the first game.
Anyway, yeah, Egypt is the best game aesthetic, for some reason.
For some reason.
The shapes you are
How
collecting
mysterious.
are not mere toys.
It's all the golden sections.
They are
Everybody likes
symbols
those.
of the process by which our people were created.
Good.
Ah. Oh.
So, spoiler, I'd asked my sister to get me a Scrooge McDuck hat for Christmas. I wonder if she's going to do it.
Races, it's all the Anubises. Yeah, the Egyptian pantheon is definitely the most furry of any.
By rewinding with X.
That says
Well,
hold
if I'm not
X to reset. That's not rewinding.
I mean, when I was reading up about it a little bit, Egyptians have the most, I should say, anthropomorphic characters. When you think about it,
Okay, so jump over here. Is there anything in here?
makes you wonder why people love it the most.
The thing is they removed the effect where you go back when resetting, which is disappointing.
Oh.
It was a cool effect.
Oh, you don't like retrace all your steps. I see.
So I'm curious to see, aside from the juggernaut of advanced graphics, I'm curious to see what else they've improved on in this one.
I mean, I'm interested that they even made a sequel at all, because as I remember it, the original Talos Principle was just like a thing they cobbled together from unused assets from other games.
Yeah.
They were just like, let's shove some of this together. I'm just, they did it for,
Oh, it's this thing! Hang on. Never mind, Rick's already got
Thing.
the thing.
It was really good though, so it was demand for more.
it. Must be.
I guess so.
It did sell pretty well. Especially for
Because-
just like an asset reuse game.
Yeah.
Glad-
And
glad
then they
kept
made
the
Serious
Tetris.
Sam 4. They were like, hey, let's do that again.
Yeah. They're like, let's take this really shitty version of, what was it? Doom 4, I think it was. Or Doom 3, and they're like, let's take all the assets from that and just do our own thing. That's why a lot of the enemies in Serious Sam look similar to the enemies from Doom, is because, hey, they are the same enemies.
Oh. Flo says, fellas, is it normal to eat pancakes at 11 p.m.? No.
Very good.
But do it anyway.
It's not normal to eat them, but to be fair, I had eggs and bacon at 2 p.m. today, so...
God, I knew this. I probably talked about it before, but I knew this place in Hollywood, where you could get like chicken and waffles at 24/7. And me and my friend would go there at like 2 a.m. It was amazing. I don't know what it is about eating after hours that makes horrible food even better, but it does.
B.
Do you have a frame rate tooltip? I usually use Steam's built-in one to monitor performance.
I don't have an FPS monitor. I do have a thing that lets me look at all of the hardware stats and temp stats and like fan speed and stuff all at once.
Etsuko Hachimura says, I don't know what I joined into, but that's an Arcanine right there. Yeah!
Yeah.
That is an Arcanine.
That is an Arcanine.
busty Arcanine.
What you're seeing on
also,
screen
this
is
is the
West.
level where I could get out of bounds. Do you want me to say how?
Just telling me is probably enough. I can probably figure something out. Let's see.
Yeah, what you're seeing on screen is West, who is a shapeshifter, and one of his forms is Jenna, who's an Arcanine.
No, that's Claire. Claire's the Arcanine.
Claire, sorry, you're right. It's easier for me to remember Furry and Chindi because their names are just like related to the
Furry.
Pokemon they are.
Furry and Chindi. For it.
But Claire and Jenna is always harder for me to remember because that's just two normal female names.
Well, I already love the textures.
Texture like rocks in my mouth.
Yeah. like
Look at that
Dropbox.
texture right there.
I am.
Look at it.
Look at that bump mapping. Ugh!
I am looking respectfully.
Look at those tiny facets in the surface.
No, seriously.
Zeronian
though.
entity is rating with a party of 3.
Hello. How's your
Hello.
stream? We're playing Talos Principle II. Judgment Day.
Gotta respect the pixels.
In this one, we finally get to dethrone God.
We already dethroned God. Now we just need to make it so he never existed in the first
No,
place.
Miller, that was robot God. We're going
You
for
may
fleshy
linger
meat
in
God
my
this time.
garden for as long as you wish.
Shut up, God.
But remember, my child, that the new world.
Now we have
awaits
to
you,
kill God too.
and this place
That's right.
is only a dream.
No, you guys aren't understanding. We have to get rid of God from ever have existing in the first place. We gotta go back in time and stop the wish that made this all happen.
Look, God is the enemy of every game, so there you go.
That's true.
Stop the wish that made this all happen. So the destruction of humanity was a wish?
I mean, we've all been there.
The destruction of humanity was Adam saying, "I want another." It all went downhill from there.
Yeah, you know, they had that big fork thing stuck in Lilith, and you know, then they pulled it out, and she, like, you know, she went up into the sky, and then, you know, oh wait, no, that was Evangelion.
Da 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 da. As I fail to remember what the actual melody to the ending of Evangelion was.
It was weirdly upbeat for that scene. It was like, "Let me down, let me down, ah," you know, like
Yeah.
a pop song. While, you know, all of humanity was like fused into a single entity, which subsequently like
It's supposed to
bled
get over
out.
there anyway.
When everybody got tanged.
Yeah. God. You watch that and you think,
Very
man,
clearly supposed to get over there somehow.
like, is this anime therapy for somebody?
No, it is the trauma
You want to be like,
that then requires therapy.
"Are you okay, Hideaki Anno? You want to talk about it?"
Have you
He's
seen the
very
guy?
clearly
He's
not okay.
Aw. Well, we all we hope we hope he gets better soon.
And they have writing on every wall here.
I know it's
Yeah, but it's the same writing over and over, I'm sure.
Cat.
yeah, it is.
Cat. Look at all these cats. Look at all the best in show trophies they've won.
Well,
Yes.
that's set on the lower on the
And these are
lower-
decorative, not like meant to be read.
Well, yeah.
Ah. Let's get
Unless
some
it
cat
just says
left in
kitty,
here.
kitty, kitty, kitty.
Nice.
Can't figure out a way out of bounds. Okay, Frederick, what'd you do?
Fed's using weasel moves.
Put the block where the laser is.
Yeah.
Go in the room with the fan and retrieve the block.
Oh, you can do it right there. Okay.
GC, what are you doing?
I'm doing what I do best.
Oh no.
Also seeing Roshan's into it too. Woo! Behold,
Aha.
our Lord and Savior.
You can get it through an impossibly small
Somehow,
gap.
you fit it through the narrow wall.
Nice.
Okay.
Pro strats.
See.
Put it next to the fan but blocking the laser.
No, nah.
Jump on the fan. You can
Okay,
only do
which
it
one
sideways.
Yeah. There we go.
Fingers, I say ya.
I was watching a video the other day about how weird it is sometimes to translate Egyptian hieroglyphics because they had a very distinct use of like portmanteaus. Whereas sometimes the pictographics are meant to be, you know, a representation of, you know, pig and then heart. or pig and then apple, and then it'd be something about like the throat of a pig or something like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was you're supposed to pronounce the two words, and then they sounded like another word, and then that was the thing they were actually trying to talk about because they didn't have a pictograph for that word.
Yeah. Well, you get that in other languages sometimes too.
That happened a lot in
depends.
ancient Chinese.
Yeah. I was just to say that's real big Chinese.
All right, we are up on the wall. I guess you can go back to these other in the main area, the other stages.
The idea is to get out of bounds, though. But
You can go into the other level's wall on top, then the edge and out of bounds.
Oh my god. So we're breaking the game. We're
yeah,
breaking the game.
breaking the
day
game already.
one.
This is one of the
Nice.
most fun parts about Talos Principle. So
Speed run.
Rick, that's cheating. Get out of here. No.
Yeah.
There you
yeah,
go.
Cool.
Out of
Let's go.
bounds.
Let's go tour Egypt.
Let's leave the game.
Whee!
Well, because the thing is, even out of bounds, there's not a 0 chance there is stuff out here.
It's so
Trick's
scenic,
over.
though.
Game's over. Rick left the game.
Cool.
ooh, nice water texture.
Yeah, I was afraid they would have fixed it too much, but glad to see they didn't.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
They did make the geometry less abusable, but I was determined.
So, Rick, is that what you just did a few seconds ago? Did you just walk on water?
Let's see how deep the
It's just
water
like
is.
ankle deep.
Yeah, this isn't very deep. This
There
is
you
deeper.
go. There's the deeper part.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I don't hear splashing.
Well, I am
And I could've
technically
literally- I don't-
in the simulation still. So.
Right.
That's fair. Programmer, get on the splash effects. Come on.
Computer console.
Horn Dance says in before soft lock because you didn't bring a way to come back into bounds.
You can always rewind.
You can reach that computer from one of the levels. It's a secret.
Secret.
It's a secret to everyone. Huh.
Huh? Oh?
Oh?
Now this entire thing rendered out here.
All praise the furry god.
Turns out that's not raw.
What? That's segment.
Segment. Okay. I was like, there are only so many of them that have the sun headdress.
I think this one's missing something.
All bugs in the game can be crafted to lore.
Aliens and anti-grav tech, man.
I can actually go all the way underwater this time.
Oh, that's weird. It's weird because like it makes it look like you're very short when you're underwater. Because that's only like supposed to be like a shallow pool.
Well, that part's deeper, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Shader's weird right there.
Huh.
Wait, is the shader weird, or look at the sky when you go into that part?
Huh. Wait. Oh, that
Oh yeah.
is. Oh.
Oh,
I
does
like
it
how
think
they
you're
made
like?
it impossible to jump directly on the fan, but still gave it solid geometry so you can do it sideways.
Yeah.
So I just.
See, I'm wondering if it thinks you're inside, or that it's like counting you as inside, so it needs to make the outside lights harsher.
Yeah, I think that's what it's doing.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's like high dynamic range.
Kind of. Yeah, it's just making... It's like trying to artificially make it look like your eyes are adjusting.
Oh.
I did not see any special stars out here.
Sag.
Obviously, I need to
Sad.
walk all the way to the pyramid.
Miller, did you say
cannot go
sad?
this way, child. Remember, this world is only a dream.
Says
Face
you.
is- Your face is a dream.
Only a dream?
Yeah, that's what happened if you reset and go up to the border.
Okay. So now we know what happens.
Now we know. Ah,
Isn't
the
as
good old
cool as when you
twofer.
got the spiel in the first game. You cannot go forward in the absence of space, etc.
That's quitter talk, Fed.
Well, Snowdog, it's specifically playing a puzzle game with furry favorite gods is like absolutely the game that this group would play.
Have they ever done... Wow, my voice. Have they ever done an Egyptian god dating sim?
Probably somebody's done that.
Hold on.
I don't
I'm sure they
know.
probably look all completely human, though.
Excellent.
Always looking for stuff to jam through the doors. Oh, hey, it's one of the QR
Do not
codes.
be afraid of these.
All right, so
dream
there's
figures and
one
their
called...
messages. They are merely aspects of
What
yourself.
is this?
As
Ejikoi,
am I, after a fashion.
which has them all as high school Japanese high school students. Okay.
Okay. Well, I can just stand here and... Oh, that's right. Can't. Because you lunge forward for it if it's through a door.
But yeah, I'm picturing like a really fan servicey Egyptian god dating sim.
Just take the fan.
The only valid choice is Anubis.
Mhm.
Like you try every other route and just end in failure until you wise up and just ask out Anubis. And then you die. So he can like take you to the afterlife.
Wait, can you drop it below yourself? Hold on.
No, I can't.
It looks like... Okay.
If Okay, so...
This tutorial is kinda speedrunning all the first game's mechanics. They
Yep.
were introduced much more gradually.
Technically, I still remember them all, so...
Oh, let's see. No. Oh.
This one.
You get so excited for these Tetronto puzzles, Jonas.
My brain knows what it likes, okay?
Okay, you know what then?
Yeah, you got it, Rick, you got it. Or you had it. There you go.
Yeah. That L block
Oh,
there, and then the two of them.
Yeah, drop the Z in. There you go.
Oriented differently.
Yeah.
I am proud
Anyway,
of all.
I'm sorry, Millie.
You know what, Jonas? In the thing, then I think one of the mini games needs to be a Tetranova puzzle.
And there
I mean, I'm
I
down.
hated the Tetris puzzles so much.
Really?
celebrate your
I love those. This is definitely a brain thing. Like, my brain just loves these kinds of puzzles. You know, man.
Jonas, do you like sliding panel puzzles too?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, jeez. Ugh.
You know, it would be interesting, Mel.
Jonas, you are a man of stronger constitution than I.
Well, you don't like sliding puzzles?
Yeah.
No, God, no.
Really? You're a programmer, though.
They hurt me.
Really? But wow. Most left-brainy types I know like those, but
I mean, I also like. I don't own a Rubik's Cube. How
Well-
many do you own again?
okay,
If you even can come up with a number?
9.
I'm
They're
not.
not-
I'm not that much for like spatial reasoning puzzles for that. I much more enjoy number puzzles. I much more enjoy things like Einstein problems or Sudoku and stuff like that.
There's a Sudoku Rubik's Cube. It doesn't have any colors on it, just numbers.
Like that comic by Chen. I'm just specifically missing the part of the brain for sliding panel puzzles.
But yeah, I love all those.
I'm actually
I
looking
play
at
this
these
stuff
puzzles way too long because I'm expecting some additional complication.
good. Probably part of the reason I love those kinds of puzzles is because when we were doing the I-5 road trip from like the Bay Area to LA, which was all the time, one of the things my parents quickly figured out was that giving me a Rubik's Cube would shut me up really fast.
See, my parents figured that same thing, but Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah. If there had been such a thing, I mean, there were when I was a kid there was Game & Watch, but
How
Those
long
are
can
like
a Game & Watch
$30.
entertain you?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
those are
thing.
like $30 for one game, and then if you wanted a different game, you had to spend another $30
They
on
knew-
another handheld.
Yeah, they knew that certain things would not hold my attention very long. Like they got me the super facts books, and then that just made me want to quote all the super facts at them. Like, did you know that an ant can live the planet Jupiter? You know, or something. So they settled on like hand puzzles. They tried to do they tried to get me like me and my brother like Mini Connect 4, but that was a bad idea for a car because we could not keep it balanced.
Oh, see, I thought it was because it was a competitive game. One of you would lose, and the other one would just start punching.
Well, that too, but you know.
I know how young boys work.
Ugh.
Everything comes down to a fight.
Yeah, God. Yeah, I was the brainy one. My brother was the punchy one.
Connector.
and that was how it went.
Okay, come on. It's November 2nd. You couldn't change your outfit
Oh,
in the last day or two?
You know, I thought about it, but then I decided that y'all hadn't suffered enough.
Fair.
Clearly mistaken.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel.
And I immediately get bopped.
Now,
Cool.
my advice.
oh! Hang on, let me get the phone. Get the
World
phone.
awaits you, full of dangers and
Gotta get the phone. Get the phone. Come on, the app. Where is it? Thank you, Rick. Hold on, let me just get it right now.
In that world,
Is it
you will have
is
to
it
be
scanning?
careful,
It doesn't like it.
smart.
No, I don't think
Oh,
it
it
would
left
because
the
it's all
streaks on it.
smeary.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've got it. I must forge the tools by which humanity will rebuild itself and transform the world into the Eden that it never was, the blacksmith.
I
Which
mean,
is
that's
exactly
what
the
already
thing that's
says
on
the
screen.
All right, look, I worked really hard to pick up my phone.
Occasionally,
and bring up
they had QR codes that didn't have the translation on screen, in which case I will call upon you, Jonas.
Thank you. I feel seen and needed and loved.
Flo is asking if you just randomly scan every QR code you find.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I would never.
God.
I never.
I remember there was this one thing I read about where someone had like they were talking about I want a QR code on my shirt or something like that just bricks any device that scans it. And someone was like, "Oh, modern day Medusa."
Okay, you got it. Turn that one left.
Nope, that piece is
son of a
reversed.
bitch.
You need to do this whole thing, but the other side.
Oh yeah, it's reverse of chirality. Yeah, nice.
Reverse of chirality.
Chirality.
I mean, you're right, but it's just like
Chirality.
you just pull that word out of your ass, and I'm like, huh.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wait.
I know exactly. Flip it around.
No, yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Step into the light, child.
But there was a computer I didn't get.
What happens when you're together? Why did they give you the translation if they should?
Jonas, are you
Jonas is like, I want to be needed.
Have to be useful.
I have an invaluable service to provide, and I am no longer needed. I have a phone.
Becoming irrelevant to today's youth.
You're back.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't even remember what room that computer was in.
It was in the computer room.
No, it wasn't.
You know, where you're supposed to find that damn fourth Chaos Emerald. That's fun. Why am I laughing? Jonas, why am I laughing?
Oh no, because you're funny.
It's true.
You
I
are
am.
messed up, boy.
It's true. I am.
Don't think I can get much higher than this. Where was that computer room?
Oh, I know where the computer was. If you follow me into the basement here, we'll be able to share it together.
I know where it was, but I'm not needed, so I'm not gonna say it.
Jonas is like, I know where it is, but it takes a QR
Could you
code.
provide a
Yeah.
hint again? Let me know if you ever want.
I don't know
wonder
how to
if you
get into
could-
the computer room. I didn't know how to get into the computer room.
You wouldn't even have known there was a computer room if you didn't cheat and go out of bounds, Rick. Hmm?
Cheater, punk eater.
Wow. Rick, are you getting called out on stream? Are you gonna sit there and take that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
We're just like unfinished.
Yeah, there.
Excuse
Can't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was thinking about the Furry Gods Egyptian dating sim, and I was thinking like, okay, it shouldn't.
I
just
love that you just bring this up without any, like...
There was
like,
context. You weren't here for it.
Yeah.
Listen, when I'm not here, things don't happen.
No, we were okay. We were like, basically, what was the context again?
See?
No, somebody
Can't get
was
into it
like,
from the walls
yes.
We're out of bounds. Unfortunately,
Okay.
gotta
Somebody
be in the
was like,
relevant
yes,
level.
a game that features furry favorite gods is definitely a
Right.
thing to be played by the Roo Croo. And then we were talking about how, yes, the Egyptian gods are very furry. And then Jonas was like, I wonder if there's a game with the Egyptian gods. And then he specified to that, I wonder if there's a dating game with the
Right,
Egyptian
right.
gods.
And there is, but it's like, for some reason, they're all like attending a Japanese high school.
Well, I mean,
students.
what do you expect?
Right.
Come on, that's like 90% of dating games have to be Japanese high school settings. That's just in the rules.
Right, but then I thought, like, okay, but why isn't there one that's like pure furry bait? Like, you know,
Well,
Anubis is like
obviously, it's because y'all haven't made it yet.
yeah, Anubis is like a brooding tsundere, you know, like low-key slut.
Low-key. Mm.
Yeah, no, he's like, you know, he pretends he's not into you, but I mean, you know, he's really into you.
It's not like I like you or anything.
Right, exactly. Like
It
he's
would be Set would be an absolute frat guy.
Mhm.
Yo, broski, I just got this whole kegerator.
right.
Man, because he's like, no, he's in the law degree, right? He's in the law frat or whatever.
Law
But he
frat.
just parties so hard on the weekends. Well, yeah, he's in the law degree because he's got to get his scales.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. Excuse me.
But yeah, I feel like that would sell like hotcakes.
It probably would. You could even call it like Holy Hotties or something like that. Oh god.
God, I even know who I would like. Like, I can think of a specific artist I would want for that, and it's not me.
Is it Rick?
No, well, I mean, no, Rick would do a great job. I mean, definitely.
I heard what you said, Rick. Jonas just said he didn't want you.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Is it
fine.
El Rano? Because I'm
Yes,
imagining El
Rano.
Rano. It is?
Never
I
mind. Yeah.
was
no,
also thinking that. I'm just like, this would be good for El Rano.
Yeah, no, I
Wow, I can't believe that both Jonas and Miller said they don't want you,
Oh.
Rick. That is so mean.
Look, Rick is good in a very cartoony style. I don't know if that necessarily works with the Egyptian gods as much. You really want them to be a little bit more realistic with their bodies.
My god, I cannot believe all this shit y'all are talking about Rick right in front of him.
Well, you know, when we make the House Pets
Rick had a
game, it
setting
literally...
idea about the Egyptian gods.
could you imagine if we were like, man, I can't wait to find an artist for the House Pets game.
Hey, Frederick, which level is it in?
Your band would revolt right away if you did something like that, Baka.
Y'all being such bitches right now.
Do you want Hindi?
How dare you?
Yes, he asked for a hint, Frederick. He explicitly and specifically asked what level it was in. Your time has come.
Give him...
It's in one of the early levels.
I asked which level it was in.
Which level
Which?
specifically? Be explicit.
I don't remember the name. The one where you learned to step on cubes earlier.
The one where you learn to
You
step
learn
on
to step
cubes.
on cubes in all of these.
Oh, man.
Let's see here.
Man.
Earlier
Oh,
level.
jeez.
That's a little suspicious. Sus.
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 Time to ride the sus bus.
Excuse me.
Earlier level.
You know, the sus bus. It's the
Sus your bus.
bus for all of us. Or maybe since we're in Egypt,
Am
we
I
should
coming
ride
through?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're coming through.
we can hear you. 5-5.
Sus. Reminds me, I took a picture of something sus earlier today.
What's that?
Give me a little bit, and I'll eventually do something.
Okay.
Princess is not in this castle, Rick.
Okay. These are the early levels right here.
Oh.
I like this one. Pretty sure this one is very sus.
Let's.
This one.
Oh, for pity's sake. Why do I have to rotate photos and shit? Why can't they just be the way I want them to automatically?
I jump from over here. Aha! It's broken.
Huh.
They smashed the computer with the devil in it.
That's rude.
Now, where is he supposed to live?
Have you tried turning it off and back up?
Off and back and...
I wonder why I did that. Oh, these Unix keyboards.
No, this is like a.
This is unnecessarily detailed. Why do I need to look at this keyboard?
Is that a grounding symbol? This is amazing.
Yeah, no, this is a keyboard for like PCB designing.
I have never seen a layout like that ever.
There.
Is that an actual thing, Miller? I mean, that's not a thing, is it?
I'm pretty sure that
I mean-
this is a specialized keyboard of some kind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
I
like the
saw this,
60s and 70s and even into the early 80s, you would have much more specialized computers.
Well, I knew that. I've never seen one that was PCB design specific. I figured they'd. Man.
Looks vaguely like a Commodore 64 keyboard. I'm sure it was like
Man.
they probably took some off-the-shelf parts from like a Commodore 64 thing and then added on their own parts, including extra ink screening on the keys.
I knew a kid who had a C64.
Okay, we saw that thing. Now it's time to go into the real world.
I know a comedy troupe that bases their entire aesthetic around the C64.
Really?
Yeah, loading, ready, run.
Oh, nice.
Which is literally the three things that it says when you run something on the Commodore.
Anyway, I put the
You know
the-
you won't wake up in another simulation.
I
You
put the
don't.
Wow.
I put the photo of the
Welcome to
sus
the world
thing
of the
that I
living.
saw in the off-topic chat.
Nice.
So this is where the real game begins.
That's not an easy question to answer. But the first step is this. You've been born. Your body was completed. You were booted up, and now you're here. And rather confused. Don't worry, everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
Asimov
Of
intensifies.
course. You want the short version or the long version?
No, everything in excruciating amounts of detail.
Yay!
Do it.
All right, you asked for it. A long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves human, like they did, but they were organic.
I'm
They
tortured.
built an
Rick,
advanced technological civilization. But unfortunately, their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate. An extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost. That's something our historians still debate. Why weren't they more prepared? Why did they invest so many resources into making war and so few into useful research? It's hard
Damn it,
to
this is-
understand.
Expositions
But no
make me
matter the
hungry.
reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time. A team led by a scientist, Alexandra Drennan, began a project that was intended to create a new humanity. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence. That's why we remember Drennan as the progenitor. The simulation was
Mostly it
controlled
was
by
used to make
Elohim,
memes
who
and
wasn't
like
really meant to be intelligent in the proper sense of the word. But it all took
weird
much longer than anyone
crossovers.
had expected. And over the centuries, Elohim actually became sentient. Sentient and afraid. He didn't want the simulation to end, so he tried to cheat. I feel sorry for him, really. The whole simulation was built around learning to defy him. It must have been hard to be in that position. When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us, and it really changed him. It freed him, I think. You'll always hear him in sleep mode, taking care of you. That's what he is, after all. A caretaker. Yes, there was Milton, the intelligence in charge of the archive, a project initiated by Arkady Chernyshevsky, which was meant to collect all of humankind's knowledge. His story is a lot like Elohim's, but Milton became the ultimate cynic. They say he's part of us too, in some way. It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then woke up Cornelius and Eustathius. Together, using the tools left behind by the progenitors team, they created 10 more humans. These 12 who followed the Founder are known as the First Companions.
That's a Jesus metaphor.
Athena and the First Companions then set out to rebuild the world. And they
Are you
founded
sure,
the
Rick?
city
It's a
of New
little subtle.
Jerusalem. But then one day, she suddenly disappeared. Many still await her return.
It's very subtle, Rick. Are you 100% sure?
Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the Goal. Capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Well, that's the official story, the way the mayor tells it.
There's a mayor.
Some of
There's
the
a mayor.
first companions, like Byron, don't believe that Athena really wanted us to stop growing. They think her ideas have been twisted and embellished. They may be right, but I didn't see Athena very much in the years before she left. Maybe actually leaving the simulation and seeing the destruction left behind by our ancestors changed her mind. You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event. Me? Well, as you can tell by my number, I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the first companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning. You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born. Now New Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did.
Yep, no
That's
more
the
problems.
orthodox view, I suppose, but there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself. You won't age like our ancestors did, but of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you.
Yeah, Rick.
You're being a robot now.
I haven't really thought about it. This is all I've done for the last few centuries, and I like doing it. I guess for now I'll just take a break and We'll see what happens. Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
Whatever, you're not my mom.
Welcome to New Jerusalem social media. Please familiarize yourself with the following rules. Treat everyone with respect, regardless of their number. Don't take the founder's name in vain. Respect the principles of the goal. The Our Frogs People discussion is now banned. Inactive threads will be archived.
Our people.
Wasn't that a thing from the first game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. If you
I
have any
feel-
issues, please ping the moderators, Jeremy, Niam,
Never.
and
And
Aranax.
Aranax.
I'm telling you, there's
our
some.
people. Yeah, it was in the first game.
Thank you, Fed, because that was ringing major bells for me.
Hermanubis.
Bulletin board.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, your hard work and faith in the founder's vision has finally paid off. At long last, the goal established so long ago will finally be reached. 1,000th member of our family will be born, and our beautiful city will finally be complete. Jeremy, as the space at the dam is limited, tickets will be made available via lottery system. The celebration will also be streamed. Okay, that's the chat log.
Man, now we're part of social media in this game.
Yeah. I don't know if I trust that Jeremy guy. He has a low number.
Yeah, you get to the like Circa was saying, you get the don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once. You can say, what are you, my mom? I'll do what I want. Proceeds to crash your RSS feed by trying to load 800,000 news feeds at once.
Imagine all the notifications you get too. Wow.
Man, I don't have
But
to
are frogs
imagine.
people or not? What do you think?
No.
You're starting a
End of
controversy, Fed.
discussion.
Well, I suppose
There's no
first of all,
run button
depends-
in the real world.
Asking for whom the frog croaks. Go on. Yes.
What are we going to say? Are cats people next?
Nope.
Cats and dogs living together, mass
How dare you,
hysteria.
Rick?
Look, it's 1K.
Oh, great. It's a convention.
Hey 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
Here he is.
This should be interesting. At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The founder
Annihilation?
set us on a new course.
You never even met the founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
Don't think that was accounted for.
Oh, dear.
People of New Jerusalem.
Oh dear.
I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden.
That's got to be significant.
The flame has awoken
I need to
and
screen cap this
summons
for
you.
Void.
Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Dun, dun, dun.
I feel I gotta say I like the PR acting kind of vibe that gave.
I wonder what the significance of the mayor's name is, given that he is the syncretic version of two psychopomps.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what
I was expecting him to go, here's a thought. Shut up.
Fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure...
Hello, my baby.
Meet us at the conference room.
Literally, the only thing I know is solving puzzles, so if it includes some of that, let's do that.
Sure.
We can stop the game and be in paradise forever. Yeah.
I'd be interested if they say
in this section.
Wow, it's Epcot Center!
Yeah, this game is real fucking pretty.
Man, you ever wonder what would have happened if Disney had actually gotten his way and made Epcot what he wanted it to be?
Yeah, it would have been the apocalypse. He would have been some kind of sentient Mickey AI or something, and it would have, and that would have been decided.
All shall love me in despair!
Yeah. I want to draw like Disney's Rocco's Basilisk. It's like this cute like Pete and the Dragon looking thing.
You're a madman and you must be stopped.
I'm Rocco, and this is my basilisk. Hi, hello, I'll destroy you all.
Josephus.
Why is it goofy?
I don't know. I only have so many voices in my brain.
Not me. I have hundreds.
Yeah.
Is this a UE5 game?
Little baby.
Every time I see New Jerusalem, I want to think New Jersey. Like they're in New Jersey.
What if that... Okay, but listen. What if over time, names and translations had been so muddied, and, people would read the scriptures, and they would be like, the ancient God's holy kingdom Jersey.
Alright, listen
Nice.
up. I know you're all
A new heaven
down
and
there,
a new
but
Jersey.
the grid is
Yeah.
overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the?
See, I'm just imagining they call you 1K, but it's spelled like WANKAY.
What a good baby you are. With your little baby face. Your little baby tail. Your little baby tail.
New interface
Okay.
content available.
I'm a little
Teapot?
dismissive or critical of when games overuse pre-existing stuff to try and sort of embellish their point. When we went from Prometheus or Anubis to Prometheus to Pandora to Brave New World all in the course of about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's like, it's a little on the nose.
That's too on the nose.
Seriously, what the founder was that thing in the sky. We all saw that, right? I didn't accidentally turn on sleep mode while Herman was talking, did I? I mean, it's always tempting. No, we all saw it. Can confirm. I believe it was a sign from the founder. What else could it be on this day of all days? Pretty incoherent for a sign. It didn't even finish whatever it was trying to say. What, does the founder have energy insufficiency problems too? The founder works in mysterious ways. It was a sign of some kind, come on.
Oh, excuse me, I'll be right back.
I didn't say
Oh, here we
miracle,
go.
I just said sign.
You know how people think. Let's say it.
It's something for us to decipher, a riddle.
What are you looking at me like that for, kitty
Riddles
cat?
and puzzles are the foundation of our journey. Yay, puzzles!
Wow,
that
1K
one's
sure
got
is excited. Who uploaded Rick's brain to 1K?
It was me.
Apologize.
Was I that did the deed?
Jeez.
I swear, if it turns out I was right and this world is just another layer of simulation.
You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000.
Doge.
I figured the
Doge
demo
number
got dry before we
666,
reached the
okay.
goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so
Symbolism.
much resemble
Getty.
their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
Makes me feel
Hungry.
Curious. That's what I'd say. Hungry.
I mean, yeah, hungry.
No, it doesn't. You don't eat.
Want to meet numbers 69 and 420 though.
No, really, I want to smoosh organic materials into my face right now.
Come on.
Makes me
Aw.
feel confused.
Why?
Being the last of our kind sounds bad for our species' survival.
It's kind of frowned on to say that sort of thing around here.
What, survival?
The truth is, I think exactly the same. But let's you and I keep that between us, alright? Now listen. This meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out. Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
I sort of got an Elden Scroll vibe right there.
Elden Scroll? What?
Yeah, I did again.
Elder Scrolls doing the zoom
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me.
So did
And
you do
here
that?
we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
Of course. I'm sorry you've been dragged into this. I'm sure this sort of adventure is the last thing you were looking for on your first day.
Ha! See? A fresh mind is open to the possibilities. Yakut, I think it's time for the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
Sorry, no. Sounds interesting. I don't. Nothing to do with it.
Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you
And then
set
again-
out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea.
You know, with that particular
See
geography
what you make of the place.
that it showed of the island, I'm kind of wondering if it's something like Wizard Lake, but it's just like all of California has been underwater for a few thousand
This
years.
expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with. I'm the mayor's chief aide. All the things no one else wants to do. Polling the citizenry, implementing new policies, recording decisions, fielding questions people could answer elsewhere. Our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it. You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further. For our people to be happy with what we have.
How is your frame rate holding
Some
up in
of
the
us
real
may have an
world?
adventurous spirit,
It's
but that can
felt
never
fine
be
so
sated.
far.
What matters to me is having my loved ones around me.
I think there was
safe and secure.
I think there was like a bit of CPU spike during the cable car ride or the monorail, whatever it was. But it's been fine once I was inside. So
Yeah, the Half-Life 1 tram car ride.
yeah, that thing. Yeah. Go do. Obviously, you can explore everything down there.
So, what's the verdict? Are we going? I guess Byron was pretty convincing, hmm? Well, we'll see. I just wonder how much of the city is going to fall apart while I'm gone. Actually, we haven't been formally introduced. I'm Melville, New Jerusalem's only decent engineer.
As in Herman
Saved you from
Melville?
the elevator. Pleasure. Now let's get this show on the road. You ready to go?
So if I can go look at the city, where do I need to go for that? It's back to the elevator or something? Yeah. Woo, 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 woo.
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being. Thank you, and may the Founder be with you.
Okay, what do you got? As no work about cats could be complete without the story of Dick Whittington from... These are the standard operating procedures for expeditions. Just uploading them to remind Byron, who will probably ignore them anyway, attaching a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. Maintain the ideals of the founder and goal. Prioritize the well-being of the expedition members over mission completion. One expedition member to stay by the vehicle at all times. Expedition leader should refrain from participating in high-risk activities. Minimize the vehicle to conserve fuel. Prioritize observation over interference. In case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. The island. The island designated TTP-2 was first noted during the return journey from a scouting expedition which was diverted from its intended path due to an unexpected weather front. Long-range scans indicated the presence of large artificial structures. Yes, we know this. Ancient times, the northern part of the island was home to several large settlements, but rising sea levels have obliterated these and flooded the northern lowlands. The south, in stark contrast, seems to be harsh and lifeless desert. Our intended base camp is near the origin of energy readings in the temperate center of the island. Just testing the system to see if it works properly this time, so we don't have another incident like when Pellegrino uploaded his poetry to the public log. It's lorem ipsum in Greek.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome
Hi.
back. Hello.
Did I miss the apocalypse or anything?
Yeah.
No. I just went
But that's
out
just
into the city to look
Thursday.
around. Whee! I can actually run now.
Wow! Wow!
Touch the grass.
Yay!
Oh, don't touch grass. We're gamers. We never touch grass.
Postponed in accordance with the new power
Default.
management and distribution plan.
AKA, this will open up when you come back.
Get a memorial, okay. They give significant names to literally all 1,000 citizens.
Wait, you could go back and down. I missed that, damn it.
Hi, 1K.
We're not even sure there's anything to do out here. But it's pretty.
I went right for the helicopter. Well, we'll probably be back to the city at some point if there is stuff down there.
Probably.
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 I imagine you're gonna find something that starts to solve the energy crisis, and then that Gehenna thing's gonna open up. And then it's like, we found new unobtainium on this island that solves our energy crisis. Go back there, collect more of it. Video games.
Coilant, which is made of robot people.
Yes.
Or frog
Soila
people.
is created from just taking an AI and instead of putting it into a robot body, you just directly convert it into energy goop.
Energy goop.
Energy goop. Energy goop.
It's full of electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
This one's called Empanada. I want an empanada.
I want one too. Thanks, Rick.
Oh, it's you. Number 1000. Today is completion day, isn't it? Sorry, I turned off all the streams. Bless
Electrolytes.
you.
It's what the Ace crave.
Not really, no. But I don't want to burden you with my problems on your special day. You're as new to this world as it gets, 1K. What do you think might give you a sense of meaning? A sense that life is actually worth living? That's probably correct. But I've tried a lot of different approaches, and there's always been something missing. Love, 1K. It's our only point of access to the divine. Our only way of transcending ourselves without losing what makes us unique.
Was that really cynical AI from the first game? Dog.
But
wonder if we meet him
the
here.
right person for me hasn't been born yet.
I think we already saw him
None of the
earlier.
city or who
Yeah.
I'm looking for, and if we really stop making new citizens, I'll be alone forever.
Okay. So there was a romance poem, Byzantine romance poem, by the name of Rodanthe and Dosicles. That's the only thing I can find that mentions his name.
Eurodance and Dosicles.
I'm old enough to remember the love between Athena and Cornelius, so forgive me if I don't believe that.
A massage aid used by ancient humans to combat muscle fatigue and other physical ailments common to biological organisms. This prevented pain, the ancient human equivalent of error codes 704, 705, and 921-932.
I mean, this feels very accurate to how certain things get displayed in museums in the real world.
A piece of sanitary hardware used to dispose of biological excretions resulting from food and water intake required to power ancient human biology. Such hardware was connected to a vast network of subterranean pipes, leading to wastewater treatment facilities. A classic example of ancient infrastructure used to control their impact on the environment.
Wow.
Pretty sure that is an art piece.
As long as the art piece does not jump out and say "skibbity" at you, then we're all good.
Or no. You'll summon it.
Look, I'm hip with the kids. I know what they like.
A couple of weeks ago, I hadn't even heard of that, and now it's everywhere I look.
It's just such a viral thing that took off with the youth.
So nice
The
to
youth.
meet you, dude.
This guy has joie de vivre.
Completion day stream. Hey,
I like this guy.
checked out all this ancient stuff.
I don't know what it is about it, but there's something about him that appeals to me.
Me too. Huh, this is amazing, isn't it?
This is amazing,
I'm
isn't it?
almost as new as you are.
God, I really do something like that.
I'm 99A, so I've only been around for a year or so. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Pretty cool, though, right? I mean, existence is totally gnarly. Not sure I used that right.
I'm almost convinced it's the voice of Michelangelo from the Turtles.
That was an acceptable use
I'm
of
sure
gnarly.
the founder knew what she was doing. I mean,
You know, if I pay attention, I see a lot of
mess up,
graphical
right?
artifacting in the
So,
distance.
We should probably take it easy with the expanding of stuff. Plus, did you see that trippy sky projection thing? That was some freaky stuff, man. Just seems safer to stay in the city.
Especially when an object moves in front of another.
Well, I mean,
See if you also get that.
There's other graphical options you can change for that.
No, I think Federica's trying to say those are being done on purpose.
Okay.
As like a subtle hint that this is another simulation within a simulation kind of thing.
Great, another abstraction layer.
For sure, dude. I mean, when I woke
No,
up,
I doubt
just
that
had
is
a
on
shower
purpose.
beneath, and that
Oh,
was
okay.
overwhelming enough.
But
You
it
got
could
the
be.
welcoming committee,
Or could it?
and then the giant talking
Or did
man in
we?
the
Or
sky.
was it?
Or, was,
Honestly, based on everything I know of ancient human culture,
your face.
I think he's a ghost.
Who knows? Maybe you're right.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say I'm wrong. That's a creep, dude.
We literally have very little information to go off on.
Yeah, that's what makes it spooky.
Pretty neat, huh? My favorite is that thing called a toilet.
Our ancestors had to use it like 3 times a day to do a memory dump. And if they didn't, they freaking exploded! Imagine having to deal with that sort of anxiety all the time. Bummer, huh?
Amazing.
What's a dude?
Dude is an old human word that means an excellent person. I like to use it because I think we should all be excellent to each other.
Party on, dude.
Yeah, dude. I thought this voice pack would give me a bit of confidence, help me stand out, you know? But I'm not sure it's working.
I would be surprised.
Right. Before you go, dude, maybe you can help me? I'm not sure I should keep this voice pack. What do you think?
No, man.
You're
Give it.
1K. You're special. I'm happy to go with whatever you recommend.
Oh, 100% keep it.
All right. Excellent. Thanks, dude.
Catch you later.
Excellent. Tell Purple what to do about his voice. And its inflatable sphere are used in the popular ancient human game known as football or soccer. This game was played around the entire globe and aroused great passion in its followers. It was also often simulated digitally, most notably in the form of Football Glory 1994 CE. Currency was an ancient human medium of exchange, which played a significant role in their systems of labor and resource distribution. Intense conflicts sometimes erupted over the possession of these objects, leading to injuries or even deaths. Those are some old coins. Why don't they have some new coins?
Why don't they have some bitcoins?
No.
Founder bless you, friend. The name I currently go by is Belmarsh. As to who
Simon
I am,
Belmarsh.
that changes and shifts, don't you find? Every person is an ongoing story, full of twists and turns and surprises. I'm meditating, letting go of narratives like time and space, and simply allowing the illusion that is my ego to merge with everything that surrounds it.
Oh, great. Robots can experience ego death now.
That sounds like nonsense.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they can experience ego death. They just press the end task button.
Nice.
It's not
God, I wish sometimes I could just do that.
of division. There was never a self or an other in the first place. Yes, I did, but I'm not particularly perturbed by it. Events occur, my friend, that's all. At the end of the day, we are all one. You are the founder, and so am I, and Prometheus is just another story we're telling ourselves.
That's deep, man.
Purple's voiced by James Foon. Okay. Definitely getting very close to the Michelangelo vibe, though.
Found a QR code in the game and tried scanning it, and it sent me to some weird website. I think it's accidental and not supposed to do that.
A printed edition of the complete works of Straton of Stygia, a materialist philosopher who defined the Talos Principle, edited by
Athanasios
T. Huber.
Oh, him!
You know.
A simple utensil used to transport nutrients to an ancient human's mouth, often found in conjunction with a knife and spoon. Humans invented complex magnification devices in order to better understand the component parts of the world they inhabited. This led to major discoveries in biology, physics, philosophy, and many other fields.
We can go back to that first one. Was it Anathios or Anathios?
Athanasios.
Athanasios, okay.
Or are you calling that Athanasios?
I was gonna say, because Athanasios was a priest in Alexandria.
The ancient human mastication apparatus required frequent maintenance. This device is theorized to be an advanced electrical tool for this purpose, although some scholars maintain that its actual use was ritualistic and intended to mark the sunrise and sunset. An ancient human projectile weapon used in hunting, warfare, law enforcement, crime, and personal protection. Produced en masse and used around the world. On average, ancient humans killed hundreds of times the population of New Jerusalem per year.
Deagle with the slide blown off.
Yeah. I mean, they'd have to use that model because you use a Deagle in Serious Sam. Jigsaw puzzle. Ancient humans derive meaning and enjoyment from problem-solving activities, as noted by the progenitor Alexandra Drennan. While the item on display was created for small children, ancient humans of all ages voluntarily engaged in such activities. Jigsaw.
This was the title character of a series of horror movies that began in the early 2000s.
How many Saw movies are there altogether? Like 10 or something?
The most recent one is the 10th one, yes.
Okay.
And I still haven't gotten around. Well, I mean, you know, all you gotta do is place a person in a death trap, and you've got a Saw movie. The Riddler does it every Tuesday. No, but like the way they've managed to do it with this one is, I'm gonna give a very minor spoiler for the first 3 Saw movies, but I mean they're like 170 years old, so what the fuck ever. They made the mistake of killing off their main antagonist in the 3rd movie. So, for every subsequent Saw movie, they had to be like, oh, he has followers, or oh, it's this twist or that twist. Like, it was a very big mistake to kill him off that early in the franchise. Like, that was hubris beyond hubris.
It's like killing off Albert Wesker. He's the main villain.
I thought you were going to say it's like killing off Albert Einstein.
It's like killing off... Yeah, like Mario did in that recent Mario.
Or you know how they killed Albert Einstein in Command & Conquer. Red Alert.
Is it not?
Anyway, they've gotten around this in the most recent movie, Saw 10, by setting it somewhere between the first 3 sequels. I'm not sure exactly where in the timeline it's supposed to fit, but it fits in there. So they've actually got him back as a living, breathing person, and everyone's like, wow, this is the best one they've made in years. They should have just kept him.
I was only just born, so I have no frame of reference.
Oh, of course. One's first day in the city is always quite overwhelming. And today is a particularly unusual day.
It's been a long time.
The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history?
You think so?
How wonderful. I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado. An excellent question. There's so many interesting events to choose from. Obviously, the period just before the end of biological humanity is interesting, and not only from the standpoint of it being the time when we were, in a manner of speaking, conceived, but also because our ancestors were, like ourselves, at a crossroads. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you are the living embodiment of this historical moment.
Was thinking, would be funny if none of the tutorial mechanics appeared in other puzzles because the real world is just different. Those puzzles are just in the simulation.
It would be.
Indeed.
Right.
Indeed. The future is about to take shape.
Indeed.
Good or ill. I suspect it will be exhilarating, but painful as well. Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother.
Does the game talk over me when I speak,
A remarkable
or vice versa?
scientist by the name of
I
Alexandra
mean, sometimes,
Drennan,
yes.
also
Well, you're
known
louder, Fed.
as the progenitor.
You are significantly louder, Frederick.
Yeah.
A long time ago, this planet was inhabited
galaxy
by
far
our
away.
ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten. to commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from. In part, so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part, so that we may draw strength from those that came before us. By studying her writings and recordings, I have learned that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity, in our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult. Have a nice day.
You too.
DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember.
If the dead could talk,
audio logs from the first game.
If the dead could talk now, they'd probably say, "Ah!"
Yes, that's totally true.
Did that clip out? Did that make it?
No, I heard you. I heard
it.
you. I just
Cool, I made it.
You made it, Jonas. Congratulations.
I did it.
Just Boxer wants to know if you're checking out that statue's butt, Rick.
You want me to?
I mean, am I ever gonna say no?
Okay, let's take a look at her butt.
There it is. That's butt.
Hell yeah. That's a butt, alright. I've
That's,
seen many a butt in my time, and that, sir, there's one of them.
Like and subscribe.
Word, like calip.
The word is calipigeon.
Calipigeon. Thank you.
It's CALLIPGY. Wait.
Cali Pigeon.
Yeah, PYGIAN. I had to stop and remember where I was in the word for a minute.
You 1K.
Very good.
How lovely of you to come here, to the very spot where she established the teachings that led to your creation. The Founder was born out of the trials of Elohim, an almost impossible test created by our distant ancestors. To pass these trials, she had to embody the most important virtues. She was smart and wise and humble. And through her perseverance, she resurrected humanity.
Stop looking at all the cool stuff I missed or I'll be sad.
Companions, she founded this city, which has given our species a chance at redemption.
You know
They
what?
were the first to be born after the Founder. 2 whose bodies had been anointed by our ancestors, and 10 who were made whole by the Founder herself. They are the wisest of us. Though sadly, some were lost in the early days, before New Jerusalem was built.
Sounds like a Tara Strong character.
I'm afraid, some seem to have rejected the Founder's teachings. The Founder taught that humanity was destroyed by its hubris.
What do you mean the goods is not a valid transformation?
It's show me the
planet
goods.
as something to
Oh,
dominate.
for pity's sake.
They surrendered to a fever of growth and extraction.
No,
until
it
the
won't let
planet
me do
finally
it.
punished them for it.
Yeah.
That's why the Founder created
Miller.
the goal. So we would have something to strive for in her
What?
absence. But also a
Sing the
limit we
thing.
must never pass.
Stokes wants a refund.
No.
That's not for us to know. But I believe that one day she will belong now.
With power.
Perhaps after we finish the dome.
Just for
I
that.
have all the power in my hands.
Completion day.
Just for that, I'm doubling the Googer content next stream.
Founder will return when she
See that Xenomorph Googer?
Hey, you
It's gonna
drive a
open-
hard blackmail, mister, but fine.
It's gonna open its Googer mouth, and then another Googer face is gonna come out.
Sorry, I did not respond immediately. I was distracted for a moment by social media talking about geometry.
Are they canceling geometry?
No, they're talking about anti-prisms.
What about Uncle Prisms?
Oh, what about
Oh my
Abuelo
God,
Prism?
Another Bitcoin spam thing? For f***'s sake.
Once you fall for one of those, they never shut up.
Hello,
I haven't
1K.
fallen for
Nice to
any
meet you.
of them.
What brings you to Milton's Rest?
I seem to inherently like cats.
It's funny how common that trait is. At first, I thought it might have been an error in the simulation, but it looks like it was the same for our ancestors. Can you believe that there used to be hundreds of millions of cats on the planet? And people used to make videos of them and share them with the rest of humanity?
Yeah, go back to that time. That should be all the internet is for, is sharing cat
They
photos.
had it. Yeah. Well, this is the spot where
Yeah,
the
that's
founder
the
buried
cat.
her first cat, Milton. She found Milton
Never
just
mind.
after she woke up, and he lived with her and the first companions for almost 20 years. They say she was heartbroken when he died and swore that one day she would find the means to extend the lifespans of biological organisms.
Oh, so the founder became a necromancer.
Tried. It's not really considered part of the goal, you know. So, unfortunately, our cats still die pretty quickly. You fall in love with them, they become a part of your life, and then they're gone. That's why we built this place, to remember them.
Wait, there's a sequel? This literally came out today, Moon Bloom.
I agree, but it's not how things work around here.
No, apparently not.
They're incredibly odd creatures. I've had many, and no two are alike. They have strange
Say that again.
habits, they do unexpected things, they have zero respect for anyone. They're the weirdos of the animal kingdom, basically. And
Hear that,
despite
GC?
or maybe because I once didn't use my recharging station for
Get
almost
Robo
15
dunked on.
years because one of my cats liked to sleep
Huh.
in it.
What you call weird, I call talent.
It's your favorite cat fact.
I think the most amazing fact about cats is that they self-domesticated, which is another way of saying that they're not properly domesticated at all. They just showed up one day and decided to start living with our ancestors. Then, after our ancestors died, they went back to living in the wild, and when we showed up, they moved right back into our homes. Dogs, meanwhile, turned back into wolves. They needed to change to survive. Cats just are. I do. Her name is Patricia. She's very beautiful and very specific in her preferences. She loves sunshine and sitting on people's heads. And she has a psychotic hatred of flies. I don't mean that she tries to catch them like a normal cat. I mean she is furious at the mere fact of their existence.
Don't you dare, Rick.
Oh.
Oh, production kitties.
Luna, her name is Luna. She smells like tuna. Luna smells of tuna. No.
Wow. Somebody named their cat Dick Cheney. That's a choice.
Look, you know what Greg's dog's name is, right?
Underfoot, right?
Yes.
Underfoot. Yeah, like people name their pets stupid things all the time.
Yeah, I mean, after all, Jonas, we have a friend whose cat is
Okay,
named,
I like Stanley Biscuits. That's a good one.
We have a friend whose cat's full name is Grandma's Old-Fashioned Mashed Potatoes and Gravy. Taters, for short.
You're gonna spend the rest of the stream and tomorrow exploring the city, aren't you?
Seems like
Why
it.
not?
No, all cats.
What
A
if
lot
we
of
just
stuff
spent the
here.
whole- I know. What if we just spent the whole stream looking at cat photos?
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to that.
Ripley and Smog.
Oh.
Sir?
Wow.
Just complete
Ooh.
darkness.
Oh,
Ooh,
look at them
love that
eyeballs.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so fluffy. What is it about these creatures that makes us all like infantile? Like for a moment, just like no.
Jenny,
Wasn't there like
young Orphy?
Wasn't there an XKCD comic that was talking about the level of inanity of your comments is inversely proportional, or directly proportional rather, to your distance from a cat? And there's just like, they have a person that's like, no cat present. They're like, da 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 da, talking, and then they put the person right next to a cat, and the person's, you're a kitty.
Nice. Check out that guy.
Dwarf.
Dwarf.
Oh.
I forgot to mention this last time, but remember the other day I said nobody ships Luna and Artemis, but the thing is, back then a lot of people didn't think that they matched, but I said, yeah, them two are definitely shippable.
Hee hee hee.
Face on that one.
Oh, Azrael.
Very cute.
But I would stream.
Ooh. A typical Leo.
Dryer carpets.
Oh.
You can't apply
Hit the kitty.
Oh, yes.
You can pet the cat.
Screen capping.
11
Alright.
out of 10.
Can you pet the dog? Confirmed.
That's not a dog.
Look, he already said the dogs evolved back into wolves. All we have are cats.
We'll find a wolf and we'll see.
And pet it.
Yeah. Come on, Miller. You gotta think outside the box.
Sausage.
Yeah, and thinking outside the box means that if you can pet a cat, then you can pet a dog. Why he said like human?
Oh, there we go. Misha.
Oh.
Bitchy Slayer industry.
Twiggy. Maggie. Donnie.
Ooh.
I love these names.
This one door.
Oh my God.
I'm seeing a upsetting lack of Maine Coons in this.
Yeah.
Maybe some giant 40-pound fluff balls.
This is a good cat name. Basemundo.
Iris. Hey, it's Max.
Boy, he's a
chonker.
Yeah.
Frodo.
Ivan. These are excellent cat names.
No.
Milton. Dean. Carnito.
Oh.
Cash Jr., that's a name.
Damn. Groo.
Now those are... Chuck.
The little man.
Well, some of these messages are really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a memorial, I get it. I think that's it.
Kitty.
Let's see.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, you. Finally awake.
Museum visitor. Visit New Jerusalem's Museum of the Simulation. Replica of a gargoyle asset found in the simulation. Gargoyles are grotesque apotropaic. What is that word? Apotropaic.
Isn't that like a, I know this one.
Well, trope means like
apotropaic,
attracted to or
oh,
drawn
okay, yeah, no, it
Supposedly
means
having
something
the
that's
power
supposed
To avert
to avert-
influences or bad luck, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I
So
knew
this would be
that
like-
word. It was just not coming to me.
Yeah, like an evil eye or
Yeah, it's to
Dreamcatcher
ward
or
off
something like
things.
that.
Oh, jeez.
Apotropic symbols, common in the Middle Ages. Most famous historical gargoyle is remembered in the ancient phrase Keith, David, and Goliath, which describes two indomitable opponents who will never surrender.
Nerd!
Yeah, people think of gargoyles as like evil, spooky things, and they forget that their purpose was to ward off evil things.
Right.
Replica of a dragon statue found in the simulation. Dragons existed in every ancient mythology and are considered by modern historians to be a distant cultural echo of the dinosaurs. Originally a video game asset repurposed by the Institute for Applied Noematics.
Well, no, gargoyles were designed to be water spouts.
Okay, yes, that's their practical use, but they didn't have to carve them into monster face. All right,
Grotesques
all
were
right.
specifically designed
BRB.
Miller, not got a bird beak. Give me back.
Roman statue. Egyptian god Horus, found in the simulation of the god's task to uphold Ma'at, the balance of nature. It is speculated that the progenitor provided Elohim with this asset as a reminder to the founder that the balance must be protected.
Greetings. Welcome to the Museum of the Simulation. My name is Cornelius. It's a pleasure to meet you, 1K. Yes. Athena activated myself and Eustathius shortly after she was born. We've been here
Hello, I'm back.
since the beginning, although we didn't have to pass.
Okay,
the
thank God. I
trials
thought
of
you
the
were
simulation.
rushing your way over to just bang down my door.
That'd be amazing.
Yes. You just hear this loud thunk, thunk, thunk.
You teleported.
That's a
I did.
question.
God, even if I could teleport,
Perhaps
I'm
one
not sure
day
if I
we'll
can
find
find
out.
Miller's
But
apartment.
until we do, why don't you think about it? What could make the person who started all this want to leave it behind? To remind people of where we came from. The simulation shaped us, whether we like it or not, and its lessons remain important for our future. As Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. The simulation was created by Alexandra Jordan and her team at the Institute for Applied Noematics. It was intended to create a new humanity, to continue the long journey across time and space that our ancestors began. It succeeded, although it took much longer than they had anticipated.
Noematics, is that the study of the flood narrative in Genesis, or am I mixing it up with archaeology?
A crude storytelling AI meant to create a continuous narrative out of the building blocks it found. His role was ultimately to be challenged and overcome. But as the centuries passed, Elohim became more intelligent than he was intended to be, and started to fear his own end. Or more precisely, the end of his purpose. He feared a world without meaning. Because of his fear, he tried to sabotage the process to keep the simulation going forever. But in the end, Athena overcame him anyway, and he accepted the sacrifice he had to make.
They're still talking about me showing up at your apartment in the chat, Miller, and I'm just picturing, like, from your end of the microphone, there's a loud banging on your door, and then you hear, like, the Five Nights at Freddy's scream sound effect.
That's right. We all do.
That could be for next year's
He's part
creepypasta.
of our operating system now, and as long as we exist, he will always have a purpose. The MLA, or Milton Library Assistant, was another simple AI meant to be in charge of the archive. He, too, grew beyond his original programming, although he ultimately embraced a more cynical view of the world. He and Elohim formed a sort of dialectical binary that Athena had to overcome. No one really knows. Some believe that he was uploaded to the gold disc and that he's the reason we're just as flawed as our ancestors. Others believe Athena destroyed him. I believe he was uploaded, but I don't know whether it was because Athena chose to upload him, or because he was already too entangled with the process not to be uploaded. Although Athena and I were very close, we didn't talk very much about that part of her life. She preferred to focus on the future. Puzzles were a key feature of the simulation, based on Alexandra Drennan's belief that intelligence is closely related to play. Our puzzles here in the museum are replicas of those in the simulation, and although they are not quite as grand, I do think they are charming in their own way. As the name suggests, the Archive scholars study the archive, a repository of all ancient human knowledge. Some of them also study what remains of the simulation, trying to extract more information about the process that created us. Me? No. My brother, Eustathius, used to occupy that position, but these days he's retired. Rand is in charge of the Archive scholars now. You can find him in the room to the
My
left
frame
of the
rate
next
is like
hall.
half in the area after the
He's an
helicopter.
interesting
Yay.
thinker, but I would suggest taking some of his ideas with a grain of salt. Gehenna was a community created inside a prison in the simulation, where Elohim would exile those minds he considered a threat to the process. In the last moments of the simulation, he repented of his sins and had the prisoners freed to become part of the gold disc. Some small part of them may survive inside you.
The earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing, no emotion, no character, just mathematics. If you could see how far we've come, you would believe that together we could achieve anything. The Shepherd. I don't know where I am, but there's something beautiful about this place. I'll explore, see what I discover. Nothing is more important than learning about the world and our place in it. Knowledge is our path to understanding, Mr. Mulciber. Replica of a computer terminal from the simulation. Terminals allowed access on files on the EL system, including many that were loaded due to errors. They also allowed the founder to interact with the Milton Library Assistant. Replica of a hexahedron used as a puzzle element in the simulation. Founder used them to activate pressure plates, scale walls, elevate connectors, and in a variety of other ways. Non-explosive replica of a mine used as a puzzle element in the simulation. Scholars believe that Elohim derived these from his asset collection, and the creators of the simulation did not originally intend for them to be used. Oh no, they definitely did. Replica of a connector, a type of puzzle element in the simulation. Connectors would emit laser-like beams of light that were capable of powering receivers.
Yeah, Moonbloom. QR codes are able to maintain data inside themselves. So with these ones, it's very easy to just put a block of text in them.
Replica of an electrified sphere used as an obstacle and puzzle element in the simulation. Founder sometimes placed hexahedrons on top of such objects, demonstrating her lateral thinking skills. Replica of a jammer, a type of puzzle element in the simulation. Jammers are capable of disabling some, but not all, other puzzle elements. Replica of a receiver, a puzzle element used in the simulation. They could be activated by being connected to an emitter. Replica of an emitter, we know that that is. They fan. Pressure plate.
They fan?
Yes, we know what all these are.
These are all messages that appeared in Talos 1, I believe.
Yeah. virus. Society is sick, and the idea that it's made it sick is growth. Growth, infinite consumption on a finite planet is a recipe for destruction. Our desire for more and more and more is what's making us kill the only home we have. And to do what? Produce more plastic toys, make more hamburgers, pour concrete over every last bit of green soil? Those who propose techno-fixes to our problems are making the mistake of fighting the symptoms, not the cause. Anthropogenic climate change is one of many symptoms. The cause is human greed. That's what we must truly fight if we're ever going to undo the damage we did. And the battle starts within every one of us with the realization that more isn't always better. This infinite growth on a finite planet thing is driving me up the wall. Our problem today isn't infinite growth, it's the increasing lack of real material growth that benefits people. Have you seen the state of our roads, our bridges, our hospitals? Have you noticed the lack of affordable housing? Stock market's going great though. Fake numbers are indeed growing infinitely, yes sir. But in the real world, investment in research is down, huge areas of potential technological advancement are just sitting there, we have so many solutions at our fingertips, but we refuse to act because speculation is more profitable. Orangutans went extinct on a global level because nobody fully understands why, but hey, who needs better medical technology? Viruses have never jumped species before, have they?
Oof, I say, oof.
Oofin and indeed doofin.
Oh, just run the program on the center terminal over there, would you? Wait, you're not my assistant. Who are you? Of course, you're the new build. Number 1000. I suppose everyone's been treating you like royalty. This city's so obsessed with the numbers, they forget what really matters. What do you want? I'm one of the archive scholars. We run simulations to better understand the processes which define us. You probably wouldn't understand. Oh, well, I'd be happy to. Troubling, but tantalizing. We have no idea what motives lie behind this strange apparition. But whatever the case, I'm sure we'll do the right thing. You're a soon-to-be pawn in a political game over the future growth of this city. All that matters to me is whether or not you're of good character. A matter I am actively pondering. The secret of how to lead a good life is encoded somewhere within us. My ambition is simple: to find it and share it.
To find it and destroy it.
That was what I was thinking.
To find it and to give it to my captain, Kirk.
Okay. An ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released from the melting Arctic permafrost. Society is collapsing. Select your character class. Politician, scientist, witch, preacher.
Hi again.
Obviously, you need
Put a hex on the moon.
You are a witch. Your local coven has disbanded. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed, rations are dwindling. If you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What will you do?
You will Scooby-Doo your way into stealing some food.
Forage. You find some nettles and overripe berries down by the canal. It'll make a meager salad. Your family's hunger increased a little. Foraging is reliable but inefficient. Your family is now hungry. Global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. If the scientists cannot find a cure in time, humanity is doomed. You know what to do.
Is the sound acting up for anyone else?
Yeah, it's acting up for me too.
It's Discord.
It's not glamorous, but
Yeah,
most
but-
scientific research consists of repetitive testing of samples and regimented recording of largely interchangeable results. Little by little, this is how science happens. Research level increased a little. Research is reliable but inefficient. Current research level 33%. The virus has been isolated. Global population is now 4 billion. You and your family seem to be immune to the virus, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. Rumors say most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by the billionaires in their underground bunkers. What will you do?
Eat them.
Yeah.
Deal.
Waiting for that.
You are caught stealing and are lucky to escape with your life. Your family's hunger increased a lot. Stealing is high risk, high reward. Your family has starved to death. Everyone you ever loved has died, but then they always do eventually. This is considered a fail scenario by most participants. Would you like to try again? Okay.
This is considered a fail scenario by most participants.
Are there exceptions?
Really enjoy that wording. Just top notch.
Yeah. Family has starved to death. Can you do it just by foraging the entire time? Let's see. You can save the world with the power of science.
If I must.
Eat locusts? Okay.
Nutty insect paste.
Can you repeat that, Jonas?
Nutty insect paste.
Why does that delight me?
I don't know. It's concerning.
This approach poses some risk to invertebrate life. Spiracles of cockroaches, flies, and locusts are particularly likely to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous compounds. Estimates suggest a 90% fatality rate among these species and anything or anyone which consumes them. Use character class special ability.
Nutty, deadly insect paste.
As a scientist, you're convinced there's some way to deliver the antivirus without poisoning the food chain, your family along with it. And as it turns out, you're correct. Unfortunately, it would take a further 6 months to develop it, and by then there really wouldn't be much point. You don't want to lose your family, but as a scientist, there's only one reasonable course of action. Saving humanity seems like the obvious ethical choice. The antivirus is released, bonding with a cirrocumulus cloud layer and falling as rain across the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. Except, that is, for you and your family, who will die this very moment. The poisoning of the insect population you're relying on for food will have far-reaching consequences for future planet Earth, but not for you, because you are all dead. Congratulations! This is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants.
Deadly insect.
You don't say.
That was your first taste of the simulation. You must have questions.
Nope.
No, you must have questions.
Many. I have lots
Before
of questions,
our
but none of them
ancestors
are relevant.
died, they built an iterative simulation, gave it access to the archive, and hooked it all up to the hydroelectric dam which still runs this city. What you experienced on that terminal was one of the fossilized remains of that program. The goal was to create a new consciousness, and thus propel humanity into a post-biological era.
What you talking about, Willis?
My life's work. A small sliver of our primordial ooze. It's a jumble of ancient data, or what it evolved into, and it's the source of almost everything we know. My appearance to you right now is part of the simulation. The lands and puzzles in our dreams are part of the simulation. It's the veil through which we see the world. Many of the artifacts we study have no clear origin. We can't know whether our ancestors created them long before the simulation existed, or if they're just a product of our shared subconscious. Then I have some questions for you. Your experience of the program. How did it feel? It can be, can't it? But for a scholar like myself, it's essential to persevere until you understand what you're looking at. The interesting thing about this particular program is that no matter what choices you make, an ideal outcome seems to be impossible. It seems to demand sacrifice. Did you have the same
Who's sassing him like he's you?
Yeah, how dare.
Who did you save? As I expected. A skeptic would say this artifact existed simply to condemn us with the impossibility of ethical choice. No matter what moral laws we follow, people suffer and die, so what's the point? But that cannot be correct. We must be missing something. What is it trying to tell us?
Did it mean any of these things?
Let's see here.
I mean, I guess this
Wait.
one.
Yeah, there's a couple of these that you could choose that would make sense.
You might be right. My research draws me inescapably to the conclusion that there is a concrete rule set for moral behavior. We just need to find it. Biological hominids had dreams manifested by their subconscious, which they tried to interpret and even to navigate with lucidity. We have the simulation. If we can realize our potential to understand it, we can realize our potential as a species. Thank you for bringing this additional data. I must return to my research. I wish you well on your inwards journey.
And we hit midnight.
Oh,
Yeah,
we have a third computer here.
Yeah.
I would have said the one that was like morals require that you must have virtue.
I was considering that, but what even is virtue?
Exactly. It's a question that means something that deserves an answer that means nothing.
Unpopular opinion,
What?
happiness is not material. Ultimately, all attempts to find meaning in material things are doomed. This is usually understood as a criticism of technophilia, but it applies just as much to its opposite. Meaning can be found neither in technology nor in primitivism, because meaning simply does not exist in the external world. You can be happy in an old stone house or a skyscraper, but it all depends on you and your perception of the world. If you find spiritual balance within yourself, you can be happy anywhere. Most upvoted comment: go take a blank in the forest without toilet paper and then tell me about happiness. Happiness too. Unpopular opinion. Happiness is material. People say, oh, money doesn't matter, but come on, you know it does. Studies show that people do in fact get happier with more material wealth, and there isn't an upper cap. Because the more money you have, the fewer worries you have, and the more options you have. Go where you want, do what you want. Have an idea, you can realize it without begging for crowdfunding money or filling out grant applications. That's real freedom. Money doesn't matter is something rich people came up with to keep the plebs in their place. Most upvoted comment, Cheeseman22. Then why are so many celebs so freaking miserable? Why do so many rich people go all Howard Hughes and blank?
Big questions, man.
Howard Hughes was just OCD.
I mean, yes, but still. Maybe the real answer is just that human beings are freaking insane. Ever think about that? Ever think about that being the possible answer?
No.
I did read a great book that suggested that we are in fact evolved to suffer. Like to never be completely satisfied.
Regular puzzles in here.
I mean, I wouldn't say suffer, but yeah, definitely not to.
Not suffer, but like
we are evolved to not languish and
Right.
not settle for ennui.
Right. The idea was like, oh,
yes, we have Tetris puzzles for next time.
Aww.
Yay, Tetris puzzle.
For next time.
Right. Maybe I'll just play this game myself. Oh wait, my PC would explode.
Probably.
All right. Let's see. We got Duper. You want to do Duper? No polygon.
Raid. Duper.
So what do you make of the game so far? In line with your expectations?
I don't like it.
Stupid. I hate it. What do you want me to say?
There you go. That's the right answer.
I mean, I feel like we still haven't even gotten out of the intro yet. We need to go see what the video game island looks like, and it's a very video game island.
Yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff to look at. And
Yeah, it goes from desert to winter highlands in like a half a mile, and it's like, yep, that's a video game island.
All right. We'll see you next time for more Talos Principle 2.
See you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Well, from what I saw, it's just an archive.